You may be wondering whether or not an oily scalp can negatively impact your hair. Now, whilst an oily scalp may not necessarily directly cause hair loss, it can lead to some negative implications that can lead to damaging hair follicles, which may result in hair loss. In this video today, I'm going to be showing you what exactly an oily scalp is, what causes it, and how you can start to treat the underlying problem and get rid of it for good. So guys, before we get into the video on an oily scalp, if you're worried about your own hair loss, what you can do is you can click the link in the description and our hair guard specialist will give you a full analysis of your hair. All you've got to do is click the link in the description and then upload a hair selfie. So guys, what we're going to learn about today in this video is first we're going to look at what an oily scalp is, then we're going to look at what causes oily scalps, then we're going to see whether or not an oily scalp can cause hair loss, then we'll look at some treatments and prevention for oily scalps, and then we're going to finish with a brief conclusion. So first, what is an oily scalp? Sebum is a natural substance which is secreted from the sebaceous glands. These glands are found throughout the body and produce oil on a regular basis. When an individual's glands produces too much sebum, this leads to an overproduction of oil. This can cause acne on the body and scalp line and also contributes to oily scalp. Of course, aside from the cosmetic issues that oily scalp poses, it can also have a number of ill effects on hair and scalp health. So, you're probably wondering, what causes an oily scalp? The direct reason for an oily scalp is overproduction of sebum by the scalp's sebaceous glands. This, however, can be caused by a number of things. The first is hormonal balances. There are a number of conditions which can lead to an overproduction of sebum. One of which is common in individuals with baldness, however, is androgenetic alopecia. While not a hormone imbalance in the usual sense, the hormones which trigger the condition also play a role in sebaceous gland size and production. How? Well, DHT is a byproduct of testosterone and 5-alpha reductase and is also a known issue in individuals with androgenetic alopecia. Now, while individuals with male pattern baldness don't have higher levels of DHT in their bodies, the androgen receptors within their scalps are more sensitive to its presence. This results in hair miniaturization over time, leading to hair loss. Alternatively, as the follicles shrink, the glands increase in size. This means that more of the scalp is covered in oil-producing glands. Additionally, androgenetic alopecia has been shown to have an effect on the secretion of sebaceous gland in the scalp, though the mechanism is not currently known. So what also can cause an oily scalp is a poor diet. Now, as you can imagine, what you put into your body can play a large role in your scalp's overall health. This is why diet should be a focus in anybody who's looking to stop hair loss and regrow their hair. Diets that are high in greasy food can certainly contribute to an overproduction of oil. This can cause restriction of the blood flow and clogging of the pores, and additionally, DHT can become trapped, re-triggering hair fall and repeating the cycle. Also, seborrheic dermatitis. This is a chronic condition and can cause an overproduction of sebum. Over time, this leads to a buildup of dead skin and oils, causing red, itchy, flaky patches on the skin. While this condition isn't at all common, only affecting around 4% of the population, a lesser form of seborrheic dermatitis, dandruff, is seen in at least 50% of the world's population. While the severity and symptoms differ between these two conditions, the cause for both is the same: malassezia, a yeast which impacts the natural balance of the scalp. Also, improper hygiene. For many sufferers of oily scalp, the solution can be as simple as changing up the hair care routine. Just as washing too little can lead to a buildup of sebum oil, so too can washing too much. This is because a dry scalp will overproduce oil, attempting to replace the natural oils which are necessary in order to protect and nourish your scalp and hair strands. Using chemical-free shampoos will cut down on the issue dramatically, but it's also important that you experiment with hair washing frequency to strike a healthy balance. So, you're probably wondering, does an oily scalp cause hair loss? As mentioned above, there are a number of reasons an individual may find themselves dealing with an oily scalp. And with this in mind, oily scalp itself does not directly lead to hair loss. However, the underlying condition certainly can, and oily scalp may just be a symptom of the bigger issue. So what we're going to do now is we're going to talk about how you can treat and prevent an oily scalp, so then you can ultimately prevent some symptoms that may lead to hair loss. Now, while the treatment will vary from person to person, the 3-step method outlined will get you started treating your oily scalp and preventing it from returning. Step 1 is removing the buildup with a salicylic acid peel. So you're going to need some salicylic acid at 15% solution or less and some coconut oil. What you first want to do is wash your hair and scalp with a gentle cleansing shampoo, and this will prepare your scalp. Once the shampoo has been thoroughly rinsed from your hair, apply the coconut oil to your scalp. Be sure to cover your scalp and hair in its entirety and allow the oil to sit on your scalp for at least 30 minutes. Using a small pipette or other instrument which enables you to control application, apply the salicylic acid. Pay particular attention to troublesome areas such as those with more oil buildup. Leave the salicylic acid on your scalp for 10 minutes and then rinse away with warm water. Peel away the dried salicylic acid, taking along with it dandruff, dirt and sebum buildup. The next step is to utilize a cleansing shampoo. Now that the removal of sebum, dead skin and dirt has been handled, it's vital that you keep your scalp clean and free from buildup. To do this, we recommend using a cleansing shampoo, such as the one below, at least 2 to 3 times per week. And what we recommend is using 1 cup of warm water, 1 tablespoon of baking soda, 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, 5 drops of citrus essential oil, 1/3 of a cup of grapefruit juice, and 2 to 3 teaspoons of grapeseed oil. What you're going to do is combine the above ingredients in a container of your choice. It's best not to use an airtight container because baking soda and vinegar will react, and an airtight container will result in dangerous pressure building up and may break the container. What you want to do is apply it to a wet scalp and pour the mixture into your hair and massage for 3 minutes and then rinse thoroughly with warm water. The benefits of this is that as a gentle cleanser, the combination of baking soda and apple cider vinegar dissolve and wash away excess oils, while simultaneously ensuring that the essential scalp oils are left behind. Citrus contains antioxidants, magnesium, potassium and folate. This makes it an effective treatment for oily scalp, whether from hormone imbalance or poor diet. The grapefruit juice acts as a revitalizer, providing its high vitamin content and gentle acidity. Lastly, grapeseed oil protects the scalp and follicles from damage and provides a healthy dose of omega-3 fatty acids. Then the third and final step is to treat the underlying cause. Now that you've removed the buildup and cleansed the scalp, it's time to take control of the underlying cause of oily scalp. Whether you're suffering from androgenetic alopecia, poor diet or an untreated skin condition, there are natural methods you can use to treat the root issue and bring your scalp back to a healthy, balanced state. What we do recommend you take a look around the YouTube channel and experiment with a number of methods mentioned throughout. While not each one will be effective for you, you're bound to find one or more which will help you to once again take control. Now, my favourite way to treat oily skin is by drinking a pint of warm lemon water first thing in the morning. So simply squeeze 3 whole lemons into a glass and fill the remainder with warm water and drink this on an empty stomach. The citrus helps cut through grease and oil and clear out the digestive tract that helps more waste get eliminated from the body. We also recommend that you increase your intake of earthy foods, and this will help to absorb excess oils travelling around the body. For example, wheatgrass powder, spirulina and chlorella all help to absorb excess oils. While an oily scalp is not necessarily a direct cause of hair loss, the underlying conditions which contribute, as well as the effects caused by excess scalp oils, can certainly trigger thinning and alopecia and make hair growth difficult, if not impossible. For individuals looking to grow their hair, this makes the treatment of oily scalp an absolute must. Of course, once the oil is under control, you'll then need to focus on the root causes of your issues. So guys, that's what we've got for you today on an oily scalp. Again, if you are worried about your own hair loss, don't forget to get your free hair guard analysis by our specialist by clicking the link in the description, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Goodbye.